The European Union is facing a huge risk of terrorist attacks over the Christmas period, the bloc's Home Affairs chief warned on Tuesday. Advertisement. With the war between Israel and Hamas and the polarization it causes in our society, with the upcoming holiday season, there is a huge risk of terrorist attacks in the European Union, Ylva Johansson said ahead of a meeting of EU Home Affairs ministers in Brussels. Johansson's assessment is based on the steep increase in extremist propaganda circulating online as well as the rising threat level in member states amid recent attacks in Belgium and France. Defining the terrorist threat level is a competency of individual member states, with the scale and level definitions differing between EU countries. Johansson pledged to make an additional €30 million available to support EU member states to protect places of worship and other public spaces as part of the so-called Internal Security Fund. She also called on all countries to implement EU measures to crack down on online hate speech and stifle the financial resources used by extremist groups. Spain's Home Affairs Minister Fernando Grande Marlaska, whose government holds the rotating presidency of the Council of the EU, said that, in an especially delicate international context, the situation in the Middle East could sharpen tensions, heighten polarization and fuel terrorism. Clearly, we can't nor should permit this, he explained, adding that cooperation between EU member states is critical to tackle the threat. The warning came days after a radical Islamist known to authorities fatally stabbed a German Filipino tourist and injured two other people with a hammer near the Eiffel Tower in Paris, heightening EU vigilance and concerns over impending attacks. The suspect, identified as Armand Rajabpour Miandoab, had sworn allegiance to the so-called Islamic State in a social media video. The war in Gaza and Hamas terror is exacerbating this situation. The risk of further emotionalization and radicalization